Yo, what's going on, jammers? This is Busy Bone, yours truly, and
I am J Cass.
And today we're going to be talking about haters. Just haters. So, let's just start it right on off. Let's just kick it right on off.
Okay.
I know there's a few haters, or there was a few haters in your life.
I'll let you start though.
Where do we start? What do I think for a hater? Okay. Hater. It's somebody that it's several types of haters. You got like haters in the neighborhood, you got neighborhood haters, you got haters in the suburbs, you got haters in the corporate world, you got haters in the sports world, and you got haters like in the music world. So it's so many different haters. I think that, let me just cover in hip hop. Haters to me are people that don't want to see other people succeed, that don't want to see other rappers succeed, whether it be fame, whether it be money, or whatever it may be. That's what a hater in the hip hop community to me is. And because fellow MCs, like your fellow MC will, hope you fail before they hope that you win. So in the hip hop world, that's one type of hater. Like a hater from the neighborhood, that's just a motherfucker that just sit back like, look at this nigga. Driving around in a Mercedes Benz. Got this little girl, this little house. Look at this nigga. This nigga think he doing something. Hey nigga, you ain't shit. So, that's like a hater like, in the neighborhood. And there ain't no cure for haterism in some places. The best cure is to remove yourself from that motherfucker's presence, because their negativity is 10 times out of 10 because of your positivity. You never seen two hateful motherfuckers just hate each other and clash and collide. You never seen that. That's something that very rarely happens. It's always a protagonist and an antagonist. Somebody that's the good guy, obviously right in the situation, and somebody that's the bad guy. With haters, there is no misunderstandings. Like, when they hating, they just hating because they hating. There's no science behind it. So, that's my look on haters. Now, I know you done had girls hate on you. You know what I'm saying? I know that just coming up through school. So, from a female perspective, like, your upbringing, how you came up, college, basketball, what your whole thing, Letterman jacket, just the whole thing. Just run this for the females that's watching, and we appreciate all the female viewers at Jam TV, by the way. So, it's very, very important. We're a family channel.
Yes.
But anyway, go ahead.
Yes, my whole life I've had plenty of haters. Whether it has been haters of my own race, because people have said, I'm biracial, jammers, I'm Hispanic and white. And I've had my own culture on both sides say, oh, I don't like her because she's not Hispanic enough, or I don't like her because she's not white enough. So it started there from adolescence, when I was in kindergarten. So that's when I realized when there was haters. It was immediately. It was based off of my race. So that was then. Then with basketball, oh, she thinks she could hoop better than me. She thinks she's a better point guard, or she's a better shooter, because I played 1 and 2. So that was another issue. And females are very catty. Like they're always hating on everything, right? So then when I went to college, it was just hating off oh, she thinks she looks better than us, or she thinks she's better than us because she's doing modeling and singing. And I'm a very humble person. I'm actually very shy. Like, a lot of people don't think that I'm shy, but I am shy when it comes to with my modeling, for example. I could wear a one piece, or I could wear a bikini, and I'll go out there and I'll stunt for the camera and do whatever it needs to be. But deep down inside, I won't go dressed out like that because I'm shy. Like, I'm like, oh, people are gonna look at me. I don't like too much attention. So a lot of people growing up would just hate on me just because they were like, oh, she thinks she's all that. And she thinks because she could wear a bikini and she could wear that little outfit that she's all that. I don't like her just because. There was a situation, honey, that the bartender, right? I used to go to this bar years ago.
I remember you telling me this.
Right, and the bartender
the
bartender was just mean to me. Like, I didn't even know for what. And I would tip her good, and I would say, hey, how you doing, by her name. And I would tell her, you know, bye. And I would try, I made it purposely. I would go out of my way just to be nice to her because she was so mean to me. And I wanted to know what the root of it was.
Fuck your pride.
So at the end of the day, finally, like after 2 or 3 months, she was like, you know what? I just cannot continue like hating on you. And I said, let me ask you a question. Why did you hate on me to begin with? She said, oh, because of the way you looked. And I was like, what? You hated on me just because the way I look, not because you got to know who I am and what's inside my heart.
Crazy.
Isn't that crazy? Like, and she said, I thought that by your look, that you were just gonna be an asshole. So Jammers, explain to me by your look, you're supposed to be an asshole. Because I don't get that. I come from very humble beginnings. I don't understand none of that. So
I mean, look, I feel that. I think that problem has to be on somebody the fuck else. Because when I was in the neighborhood, you know, I'm a light-skinned guy. I was the only light-skinned guy in the neighborhood. So I was the outcast. I was always yellow boy or white boy. So I never really felt the sense of a motherfucker jealous of me because I was always second.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just because of the neighborhood that I lived in. But okay, I can't relate. I can't relate with you, but I feel you. I guess girls would go through shit like that.
Yeah, it's real catty. So
yeah, I guess girls would go through that shit. Mm-hmm.
Like how long your hair is or how long your eyelashes are. It's just stupid stuff. I'm a tomboy. I used to wear J's and wear my hair in a ponytail, and that was at no makeup or nothing. So, but I'm very humble. But I've experienced plenty of haters.
Word.
So yeah.
So have I. So what do you think as far as like, if you run into a hater now, let's just say, okay, it's 2019, it's 2020, about to be 2020. Just give me, and not so many words, how would you deal with a hater nowadays? Now just imagine that I'm not there backing you up and feeding you words.
Okay.
Just you on your own on this one. You on your own.
Okay.
Now, let's just say the same scenario. Not even the same scenario. Just a hater with what's going on in your world, just your whole world. Like, you know, whatever it may be. How would you deal with it now as opposed to back then?
Back then, back in my high school days, I would just cuss them out. How would I deal with it now? Say nothing and keep it pushing. That's it. Because a hater can't define who I am. I know who I am within myself, and that's all that matters.
But what if they keep nagging you and hating? What would be your, if you were pushed to the edge and you had to react, how would you react?
I'd ask them what the fuck is their problem.
Okay, so ain't shit changed since you was in high school. So that's what you telling me.
I don't know if they push me to the edge.
Your maturity level just
Well, if they push me to the edge, usually I would ignore them. Like I'd smile and
look,
keep
everybody
it going.
got a breaking point though. I feel that. Everybody got a fucking breaking point though. Eventually it's going to be me. Back in the days, I would deal with it. Like I would deal with the hate. You know what I mean? And let them see inadvertently that I'm not the guy you need to be hating on. And eventually I'd win them over with whatever it was that they heard about that I've done for other people or whatever it may be. You know, but nowadays it don't really get close to me anymore. You know, now that Jam is born, you know, it's new responsibilities. We're together. You know, we're like in love. You know, we're getting married. All of this is different. So it's such of a barrier now that it doesn't even get in. Like it just doesn't penetrate. Like, and that's like as opposed to how I would deal with it beforehand. You know, I would win them over. Like, you know, we'd either fight or like I was into it with this nigga back in the days named Gary Corvey. If you see me chilling, quit hating on me. And back in Columbus and shit, because him and my little brother actually made, God rest Lil Capo's soul in heaven. My little brother was into it with this dude who was a little bit too old for him. You know what I'm saying? He was just a little too old for him to be into it with it. I'm like, I'm his big brother. I'm like, so you come holler at me. You know, and me and him fought like a motherfucker. Like, we stopped the freeway, shut the whole fucking freeway down. Him and me just duking it out in the middle of the motherfucking freeway. He done choked one of my homies out. You know what I'm saying? I got out the car like, oh shit, this nigga done choked out my security. I said, holy fucking shit, I gotta whoop this motherfucker's ass. Jesus, take the wheel. But, you know, so I've had haters and hateful ass situations in my life, you know what I mean, where I was in the thick of things and I didn't have this foundation that I have now with me, this love, this joy, just Brian. You know, we're mature enough to understand who really, really fucks with you because of who you are, and who fucks with you because of who you are. It's a different who you are. If you see any Instagram post, don't hate on me. And on behalf of Bay, don't hate on her neither. Uh-oh. The jammers, I know y'all get that. Mm-hmm. But now, as opposed to then, I just gotta, my family is my barrier that keeps that sucker shit up off of me. Mm-hmm. You know, so that's how I deal with haters.
You brought something up to me when you said you had to like prove to them that, what were you saying again? Like you had to prove to them that you're not what they said you were?
It happened in time. So what I meant by winning them over, it was just like, you know, I stayed in Columbus. I stayed in my hometown city and ran around Columbus and Cleveland, you know, for a minute. And, you know, we were doing food drives. We were doing toy giveaways. We was giving the campaigns and funds and doing a lot of stuff in the community and in the inner ghettos and cities and things. So eventually when people would hear about the humanitarian stuff that I would do within the city that, you know, I was at, wherever I may be at, that's when the hate started turning, or they heard my story, or they heard about this, and then eventually they'll say, okay, he's not that bad of a dude. You know what I'm saying? So, but now, like I said, I have that barrier. But go ahead. That's what I meant.
Yeah, I have, when I was younger too, I used to always try to, people that hated on me, I would try to prove to them that I was a good person. Like for some reason when I was younger, I would do that. I would go out of my way to be extra nice to them. And
nothing wrong with that.
And it never worked though. It was like the nicer I was to them, the meaner they were to me. So when I got older, it was like, I'm not gonna be proving myself to nobody anymore. If you don't like me because of the way I look, or the color of my hair, or the color of my eyes, or the color of my skin, then goodbye. We don't need to be cool anyways.
Well, I'm not talking about those kind of haters. I think those are just normal people that are negative motherfucking people. I'm talking about motherfuckers that really just hate on you for the fact that they're haters. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? But
there's haters in all aspects, though.
You are from Texas. You were not from Texas, but you've had to deal with a lot different experiences than someone from Ohio.
Right.
Cleveland back in the 80s and the 90s was not like, my upbringing definitely wasn't like your upbringing. You got all that lily white peaches and cream, all that good shit. No, I'm just playing. But so yeah, I hear you. You're right. I guess those can be considered haters too.
Kind of like in the corporate America as well. Corporate America, I experienced that too. Haters. There's haters in everything and anything that you do, whether it's like you said, the music, or modeling, or sports, or even corporate America. There again, women. I love women and all, but women can get real catty. So the haterism is intensified when you work in an office with all women.
My boss was a woman at one time, and we was at it. Like we was at it. I wouldn't consider that hating. We'll save that for another episode. But I can understand what you mean. Yeah, definitely in corporate America, because in corporate America I've had to deal with that.
Right.
That as far as
so it comes in anything and everything out there, really. There's haters everywhere.
Yeah, I guess it is. I guess you're right.
And I think it's a jealousy thing, to be honest with you.
Haterism is a disease.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Jealousy is a disease, so.
It's a disease. I guess if you look at it like that, I guess you could be free of it and cured from it.
Right.
I don't know, jammers. What do you guys think? We appreciate you guys getting into the live chat rooms during the countdowns. We love seeing what y'all have to say. We watch it, we smile, we appreciate you guys' comments. Make sure that if you like this, hold on, let's let you do that. But before we do that, I want to say, please make sure you leave your comments on our special IG page, because we like to chat it up about that, and we like to answer back, and of course on our personal Instagrams and Facebooks and all of our social media. But go ahead, baby.
So jammers, we post clips of each episode on our Facebook and our Instagram. So if you want to follow us on both, you can. On Facebook, it's Official Jammers. On Instagram, it is Official Jam TV. So make sure to follow us. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And if you're not part of the family, don't worry, it's never too late. Smash that sub button along with that notification bell. And thank you for tuning into Jam TV. We love each and every one of you guys.